Hi there. Welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight is Friday the 13th, September 13th, 2019, and it's also a full moon tonight. Supposedly, this is the only time until the year 2049 that we're going to have a full moon on Friday the 13th. Yay! I had wanted to do a quick video especially for this night, and so for Friday the 13th, well, what else should we cook in but a genuine cast iron cauldron? This, of course, is actually a South African podgie, or they also pronounce it potjie. It is this is probably an 8-liter or 9-quart cast iron pot, and it was in fact imported from South Africa. Technically, it's actually made in Asia, because the last cast iron manufacturer in South Africa, Falkirk, went out of business, sadly. And so even though podgies are still popular out there, all of them are made in Asia and imported into South Africa. Yeah, that's actually a situation I know a lot of us seem pretty familiar with, because if Lodge Cast Iron were to go out of business, then just about all of the cast iron in the United States would have to come in from overseas. This is quite popular, especially because it's got the shape that resembles a classic witch's cauldron. And yeah, that is why I ended up spending the money and getting this. About 8 years ago. Wow, has it already been that long? Time sure flies, I'll say that much. And what are we going to make in this pot? Alright, we're going to make a potion, that is. Or specifically, we are going to be making groundnut stew. I had posted this on my Facebook a little earlier today, but I figured we might as well do it live. Also known as peanut butter chicken. And if that's not magical, then tell me what is. Certainly looking forward to this. Nice part about this dish is it's not going to take too long either. Once I'm done with the preparations, all I'll have to do is simmer it for about 90 minutes. So in fact, everything will be ready just around midnight. Ooh, the witching hour. We start off with some onions. And it's not taking long to cook the onions, that's for sure. Of course, you gotta have some garlic. A sprinkling of ginger. Normally I'd use sliced ginger, but I don't have any at the moment. And we've got probably about 2 to 3 pounds of sliced chicken breast. Away we go. All we really need to do is brown this, because science, aka the Maillard effect. Again, we are simply browning the chicken, as most of this time is going to be spent simmering it in a stew. Still, what better way is there to celebrate the full moon than by cooking up a potion in a genuine cast iron cauldron? This is why I'm convinced that William Shakespeare was a talented and historic author and writer, yet he knew diddly squat about cooking. For starters, anyone who cooks in real cast iron knows that it's nearly impossible to get a giant cast iron pot of the kind that those witches were using. On the other hand, I'm quite proud to own this particular cauldron. Sure beats the heck out of those tiny little cast iron shot glasses they sell at New Age and other witchcraft stores, and call them cauldrons. Much better to go and get yourself a Dutch oven. Here, your next ingredient. Potatoes. We have sweet potatoes and a few regular potatoes. Go with our stew. Sweet potatoes, and I also chose russet potatoes, both of which will dissolve practically to mash after about an hour and a half of stewing. I don't want it quite that soft. That at least gives us a time as to how long this will be cooking in the pot. This we add some flavorings. Some crushed tomatoes. Maybe about half of this big can. A little bit of hot sauce. There we go. Oh yeah, that's hot sauce, alright. Oof. Some sliced bell pepper. After all, the key ingredients in ground nut stew are meat. It doesn't have to be chicken, it can pretty much be any meat. Sweet potatoes or potatoes. And of course, peanut butter. That's why they call this peanut butter chicken. Whoop. This is really what got me interested in trying this for the first time several years ago. I was intrigued by the idea of mixing chicken and peanut butter. Had to know what it would taste like, and as it turned out, it was pretty darn good. It wasn't until after I started cooking on my own that I actually realized, oh my god, you can cook with peanuts. They're not just for eating. That's why this is called ground nut stew. That's the term they use for peanuts in Africa, are ground nuts, because of course they grow in the ground. That's about 2 cups of peanut butter there. And in addition to the peanut butter, throw in a few more peanuts, about 1 cup in fact. I love peanuts. getting nice and hot here. Finally, to go into our potion, add a few more seasonings. Pretty much winging it here as far as the amounts go. A little bit of coriander powder. A little bit of curry, because they use curry in everything in the Middle East and Africa and Asia. A little bit of chili powder. And for an extra touch of sweetness, some molasses. Probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of molasses. Is fill it up with chicken broth. As you can see, we are using about 1 quart of chicken broth, and that is just about enough. And with that, we are now ready. Cover it. Let it simmer for an hour and a half. And then our potion will be ready. I suppose probably because we are already talking about superstition with Friday the 13th and the full moon, which scientifically mean nothing at all. After all, the full moon is just a reflection of the sun. And indeed, Friday the 13th has to do simply with the superstition of the number 13. So, that would have to mean this is a way of bringing everyone good luck on Friday the 13th. Assuming, of course, it turns out well, and for that, we will find out in an hour and a half. See you folks later. Thank you for watching so far. Hi there. Welcome back. We have been preparing our cauldron for about the past hour and a half, meaning that the chicken should be all done at this point. And just as important, the potatoes, and especially the peanuts. So, let's have a look and see what we have. I see everything has softened nicely. Chicken is definitely done. The vegetables are just about falling apart, and everything has settled into what is most certainly ground nut stew. I'm very much looking forward to serving this over rice, maybe even noodles. For I know that in Thailand, peanut stew is quite popular. Just importantly, how does it taste? There we go. As you can see, chicken is indeed coming apart. It's very hot. Oh yes, I can taste the spices, and I can taste the peanuts too. Mmm. The peanuts still have some crunch to them. Yet on the other hand, as you can see, this is not a soup. This is definitely a stew. So after an hour and a half, say hello to our full moon ground nut stew. Oh yeah. Taste this. I know if I said it was unique, you would wonder, gee, does that mean he doesn't like it? Oh no, I'm enjoying this very much. Turn this heat off. Let this cool down. And there we are. I do have the recipe on my website, and I would very much encourage you to give this a try. I mean, after all, probably a lot of you have never had ground nut stew before, never had a peanut stew before, and especially not peanut butter chicken. It is most definitely worth it for you to go out of your way, try something a little different. Because not only will you enjoy this, so will your kids. It's a new way to have peanut butter. Actually, it's an old way to have peanut butter. Because this has been around for a long time. And I'd say it's certainly going to be around for a long time to come yet. I would indeed say this stew will bring good luck to anyone who eats it. Which means we certainly do have a spell for good luck cast on the night of Friday the 13th beneath the light of a full moon. And to that end, I do wish all of you good luck, good health, especially good cooking and good eating. Thank you once again for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this, and please try this yourself, and especially let everybody know how this turned out. Have yourselves a good evening, folks. Thank you once again.